Okay guys, car show season is well underway and this thing's going. Now I know it's nowhere near done and most race cars aren't show cars, but this one is. And even though it's nowhere near ready, I have a buddy who is putting on a car show. He does it every year except for the last few years because of COVID, he couldn't do it. Northern Showdown. It's in Binbrook, Ontario this year on the 26th of August. And I'm bringing this guy too. I'm taking the Le Mans, but there is a class for vehicles that are under construction. And even though this one isn't finished, it is under construction. So this is going in its own class. It is competing against a few other heavy hitters from what I've been told. And yeah, we're just going to show off what we've done so far. But this thing is not ready to transport yet. A lot of the stuff on this truck is just either tacked together or, you know, the bolts are just bolts put through. I'll show you. You know, you look at the bed here, these sides bolt on. Well, these bolts, there's no nuts on the backside yet. And I don't want this truck shaken apart going down the road on a trailer. You know, there's no clamps on anything here. You know, I've got to put a few bolts in places. I've only got one bolt on this engine mount. This is not fully welded, but I think I've got enough weld where it should be fine. You know, there's no nut on this guy. So I have to go over this truck front to back, nut and bolt everything. And you know, I got to put an oil pan back on, you know, now that I've got these bungs welded in. I have to make a tow hook. There's nowhere for me to pull on this thing to get it up on a trailer. So what I'm going to do, I've got this piece of tubing. I'm going to put this nut in the end of it like that. We're going to weld that in. And this is going to weld to the front of the frame. Went down to the wreckers, picked up a tow hook out of a car. I think this is out of a Kia. And this guy is basically just going to go right through the grill into that mounting point. Now that mounting point will double as a license plate holder, because in Ontario we have to run the license plate front and rear, not just the rear. So this bolt is the same thread as that guy, right? Same thread. So on the end of this, I'm just going to make up, you know, I might drill and tap the end of this and put this license plate holder there. So basically, I can spin my license plate on when I'm driving on the street. When I get to the track, I can take it off. And then if I ever have to tow this thing, I just spin the tow hook in. So I'm going to start with the mounting point, get that done, because if I don't get that done, there's no point in doing anything else because this thing ain't getting on a trailer. So I'm going to start with that. And I think we'll just work from the front, work our way back, getting everything together, making everything safe so it won't fall off, and see if this thing can bring home some hardware before it's done.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. okay, okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away.
The entire front end is back on, and here's my tow hook. It's coming out right between two slats of the grill. Got her all welded in back there. And this will double up as the license plate holder. But that's perfect. I've got a gap on both sides. I was afraid that when I started welding it might pull and this will end up rubbing, but it didn't move at all. So that's good. Got the hood fit back on, and we're just gonna keep rocking with the panels. I'm going to test fit both doors right now. The doors that came on the truck are pretty killed. I mean, the bottom, even on the inside, is completely rotted. So I did pick up another set of doors that were in a little bit better shape. This one I actually sent out and had repaired. A buddy of mine who has a fab shop, he builds hot rods for a living. He fixed the keyhole that was damaged. He actually cut the keyhole out of the old door that I had sandblasted and it warped. So he saved the keyhole from there and put it in here that was damaged. And then he ended up putting a whole new bottom on it. And this guy does a way better job than I do. I'll show you. Like, he recreated, let me just put it right on its edge. He built a whole new bottom, folded it over, welded it all the way down. Mint. Did a phenomenal job. Can't even see the weld mark. So, that door is ready to rock. So we're gonna get them both test fit for the first time. Well, the doors fit pretty good. There's very little adjustment on these things, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm sure there's some tricks on how you're supposed to adjust them, but basically it's not like you can slide and they have their holes. You put the bolts in, that's it. You can't really move the hinges up and down or in or out or anything like that. Once you put the bolts in, they set themselves in their pockets, and that's it. But there might be some tricks out there that I don't know about, but these doors actually fit pretty decent. I gotta do a little bit of finagling, I think, because this bottom sticks out a little bit more than I want. But overall, it's pretty good. And it's funny, the original doors have the same thing where the paint's all worn off on the top of the door, as if Buddy was driving with his arm like this all its life. I thought that was kind of neat. So it's the only spot that's really got rust right down to the metal. This is just surface. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, this door fits pretty good too. All right, well, I think it's time to get this thing on the ground. It'll be the first time it's been on the ground in a long time. So as I was coming around the back to drop it down, I noticed that I still have the pieces of angle iron in place of the coilovers. And I just have a temporary bolt up in there. Now I've already pretty much nut and bolted the whole truck except for those. I almost want to throw the coilovers in. I'm going to. I've got them. I'm going to put them in. Whew. Brand Spanooch. Look at that. Nice. Double adjustable. Strange coilovers. I think these are 8 1/4 stroke. So it's got lots of travel. Look at those guys. Sexy blue springs. I think I'm just going to use the crane, lift up the chassis, and we'll pull those pieces of angle iron out and get these coilovers put in place. Well, with the rear in the air, we are 1188. So the back weighs 1188, mind you, there's no fluids in it yet, there's no plumbing in it yet, no wiring, so it's going to go up a little bit more yet, but 1188 ain't bad. It's not bad. Well, there it is, guys. The 46 is on the ground again, almost fully dressed. Got my helper out here today. Got those coilovers, and I still have to get the proper bolts, but I do have nuts on them now. And I actually guessed pretty close with my ride height. But she's got some suspension now. But yeah, she is, she's down there. Let's take a look at how much clearance we got underneath. Well, not bad. I would say the transmission is probably about 4 inches, 4.5 inches off the ground. And that's my lowest point. The grill is definitely down there because I couldn't get my jack out. I had to put pieces of 2x4 under the front tires to get my jack out. But I'm digging it. I'm liking that. So it may not be the prettiest at the car show, but it's definitely gonna be one of the coolest. We'll see what the judges think. I think it's a pretty neat build. But that's pretty much all I can do. I'm just gonna blow it off with some air. Not really gonna wash it because there's too much bare steel. And yeah, for those of you that live in Canada, more or less in Ontario, even, you know, if you're in Buffalo, US, come on up. Bimbrook, August 26th, Northern Showdown. Should be a good time. Last time he had this event, there was a couple hundred cars there. Pretty good turnout, so should be a lot of fun. I'll have this and the Le Mans there. And yeah, it's fun events, talking with other car guys. So hope to see some of you there. And if I don't, well, maybe the next one. But that's it for now. We'll see you later.